film of Vandy, what were you most disappointed with?
Obviously, you can talk about a lot of the way the game there at the end, with the things we've already talked about. But throughout the game, I thought that our turnovers were probably the most disappointing way. The way we turned it over, and by players that we know that shouldn't be doing it. But other than that, I think the biggest thing that, again, that I tried to emphasize to our team was we played the lowest possession game we played all year. And when you're in a low possession game, you've got to make sure that you're going to take care of the ball, and the ones that we had, we just didn't do that.
Do you feel like Vanderbilt's three-point shooting was more than making difficult shots, or y'all having breakdowns?
You know what? I thought they got some shots with some good shooters they didn't make. Obviously, the last play was a breakdown. There's no question. I think everyone knows that. But they made some shots. I think that we know that we've got to be better with our closeouts and adjust within the game. They had some guys that hadn't been shooting the ball well that, you go into a game with a certain closeout, but once a guy makes one, you've got to adjust, and that's got to be done spontaneously. It can't be like, we can't do it or we don't do it, and need to do a better job with our hands up early on all of our closeouts. Didn't have enough deflections, but overall probably the most disappointing thing, like I said, was the turnovers.
In the past, or do you expect him to kind of just automatically know to pull that ball out or dunk the ball in?
I mean, no, we always say take the points, and in his mind, it's all new to him. I mean, everything he's going through right now is new, and I know that I don't think any under can say why, because we with that much time on the clock, you've got to go. You're going to have to either make free throws or score the ball, and when you get a wide open dunk, you got to take it. But we'll all learn from it.
Aside from that moment, did you like what he gave you all?
Yeah, I think he and Tyreek and Tobey were really good. I thought those three guys really did a lot of good things. I mean, offensively, other than the turnovers that we had, we did some good things that I thought where guys got in rhythm and were doing the things that we wanted them to do. It's just that a couple tough shots and just some careless turnovers, and then but you expect to be in a close game this time of year every time you go out, and then there at the end, we didn't do the things that we should have done to close it out.
You have a status on Josiah?
I haven't heard today. He was walking around yesterday with a boot on, and we'll see today once we see what happens in practice.
Coach, how would you say that you've seen Tyreek improve in his game as the season has gone on?
Well, I think the big thing is that he continues, and the guys have told him that there's a role that we want him to play, and that's to be aggressive. And he's gotten so much better as a defensive player. We just need him to take shots, and not even ever when he gets a chance to do it, and not just take shots, but we think he's a guy that can score inside, mid-range jump shot. Obviously, I'd like to see us get fouled more, but I just think that he can finish strong for us, and I think he will.
Why do you think, since that Texas game, that there's just been so many inconsistencies on both ends of the court?
That's a great question. I think that, every team hits a point in time where those things can happen. We could talk about it for hours, as we do as coaches about different things. But the bottom line, it goes back to, and I tell them, winning, you have to choose your hard. Do you want to work hard to be great, or, losing's hard? Because if you settle in and think, okay, this is the way it's going to be, it's hard because you got to deal with all the negativity that comes with losing. So we've got to choose the right hard, and that's to come out every day and know that everything we want, especially in February, other teams want too. We're a big win for a lot of teams, and when we play teams, we've got to go into it understanding that teams are going to, and we show them. I will tell you, they see it. They can see it when we watch tape and what we think people are trying to do certainly to beat us, and teams have done it, and but that's about us. I've said it all year long. It's about continuing to get better, and that doesn't mean just as a team, but it also means individual guys, and know that one game is going to be, like this game will be totally different than the Vanderbilt. We play in the lowest possession game. This might be the highest possession game we play in, and it's where guys have to make those adjustments.
It seemed like last year you guys hit this rough spot in February or early January and really rallied. Do you sense that this team is capable of doing the same thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's no doubt. I mean, I've got a lot of confidence. We all have, I think, really have confidence, and you go through it, and every team's gone through it, and we'll go through it at some point in time. And I'll be just really disappointed if we don't handle it, because I just think we got a group of guys that They care about each other. They want to win, and some of these guys are learning for the first time. A lot that goes into this, and we're going to come out, and again, I'll be surprised if we don't play hard and know that we want to try to win the next game.
What jumps out about Missouri, Coach, when you expect?
You know, they're different in a lot of ways. The teams in the league, you know, they're going to change defenses. They're going to pick you up 94 feet, very active with their hands, and they'll change their defenses. You know, they'll do a little, you know, different zone pressure on the side and underneath the basket, and they can go back and play some zone. Mainly playing with, you know, like-sized players that they're going to switch everything. Not afraid to do it. Ball goes inside. If you try to get the ball in there with a guard, they're going to front and then try to get some help from somewhere. A lot of digging, a lot of very active hands, and offensively they're going to run and they're going to shoot it. They're going to be aggressive and got to take care of the ball. But that's, I just talked about it. You got to take care of the ball whether you're in a high possession game or a low possession game. But they're again, they're going to be very, very aggressive.
How unique is it to see a team like Missouri go from being so defensive oriented to so offensive oriented in just 1 year?
Well, again, I think Dennis has done a really good job in a short time going in. You know, what he did do, he put together an older team, guys that have played basketball for a while that you can do. Again, I think there's no doubt his system is to be aggressive both ways, play at a very high tempo, and he's done a great job. I think he's done a great job, obviously, getting the Missouri fan base back where everybody knows it is and what it should be. And but they've been, I mean, really a great job by him and his staff.
Coach, what does it mean to have Texas and Oklahoma coming into this conference in a couple years?
Well, it's going to take the best conference and just make it better. I mean, the Southeastern Conference is the very best, and in every way, it's not just, you know, one sport. It's all sports, and it's a league that produces champions, and you're bringing in two teams that has just great credentials all the way around, and it's just going to take it from where it is and can put it even further out front.
Is there a common theme with the turnovers, or is it a variety of things?
Different guys, yeah. It's just different players making passes and things that you can't just simple plays. They know, they see it. We can't make those plays, and we've got to protect the ball. And again, especially in a really low possession game, you've got to make the other team turn you over, you know. And we can't turn ourselves over.
Coach Tobey played 22 minutes at Vandy. Was that just that game, or is that a sign of?
No, I think he's going to continue to play. I mean, obviously with him, you worry about him early because he plays so hard, foul trouble. But he's fully put himself into where he's a big part of our rotation. All right,
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Thank you.